Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important method of HTML graphics, or maybe you can say HTML canvas, that is createRadialGradient method. Prior to this session, we discussed about what is createLinearGradient method. We utilized it for applying gradient effect to various types of shape, rectangle, right? We discussed about horizontal gradient effect, vertical gradient effect, diagonal gradient effect, outline gradient effect, right? So this session is in continuation of the same, where we will talk about the radial or circular gradient effect. Okay, so for that we will discuss what is createRadialGradient method, how we can use it, what all parameter we are supposed to pass this method, so that it can create a impact, or it can create you the thing which is known as radial gradient effect. Clear? But before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. For time being, we are just focusing only on the radial gradient method, but prior to that you should know what is gradient, what is canvas, how we can connect the gradient with canvas, and other basic method that we have utilized so far. Okay, now if I talk about the code, then it is quite straightforward. Here so far, like, we have just created one title in the head section, and then there is one heading which is HTML by Sharmit. Now if you save the code and refresh your browser, you will see it is showing HTML by Sharmit as a output. Clear? Now after this, what we will do, we will put one heading, and then we will discuss through theoretical things. So I'll write here h2, and here we will write create radial gradient, createRadialGradient method. Okay, now you can save it and refresh it. So this is the method that we are going to learn. Now if I talk about the definition, so the createRadialGradient method is mainly used to define a radial or circular gradient. Okay, sometimes it is defined as a circular gradient method, sometimes it is defined as a radial gradient method. Okay, and further, if we talk about the radial gradient method, then it is defined with two imaginary circles. Yes, radial gradient method is defined with two imaginary circle, where one circle is defined as start circle and another one is defined as end circle. Here the gradient effect starts from the start circle and move toward the end circle. Okay, so whenever we wanted to draw a gradient effect, or whenever we want to create a gradient effect, then we will consider two imaginary circle, and that's the reason we are providing here 6 parameter, okay, which is x0, y0, r0, x1, y1, r1. Okay, now if we talk about x0, then it is mainly denoting the x coordinate of start circle. Similarly, if we talk about y0, then it is used for denoting the y coordinate of the start circle. Then we have r0, which is used to denote the radius of the start circle. So these are the 3 things that is related to start circle: x coordinate, y coordinate, and its radius. Likewise, x1, y1, and r1 is denoting x coordinate of end circle, then y1 is denoting y coordinate of end circle, and r1 is denoting radius of the end circle. Okay, so these are the all parameters that we are supposed to pass to this method, which is createRadialGradient method. Now to add the color to these gradient effect, we will use the same method, which is add color stop, which we earlier used, right? So add color stop we will use to apply the gradient stop color. Clear? So this is all regarding the theoretical point. Now we will discuss the process through which we can create this method. I'll just show you the example, the practical example through which we can create a radial gradient effect. Okay, so let me create one canvas for this. So here I'll write canvas. On canvas we will apply a few properties like ID. In ID we will write canvas1. Here we will set width and height. Width would be 600 pixels. Then we will apply height, which would be 300 pixels. Then we will apply style. Here in style we will apply border, which is 5 pixels, solid black. Okay, so what this will do now, it will simply show you one border outside a canvas. So this is just a canvas where we are going to draw the shapes in order to fill or use the gradient create radial gradient method. After creating this canvas, we will add the script here, because without a script we are not supposed to do anything here. So let's add the script. So to add the script, what we will do, we will write here what var c, which will declare the variable c, where we will attach it with document.getElementById. In ID we will provide canvas1. So this line will connect the canvas1 with this script. Then we will define var ctx, which will provide us all the tools or method that we can use in order to draw 2D shape. In fact, the create radial gradient method is also can be also used through this ctx only. Okay, so let's define this. So c dot here I'll write get context. Here we can make the shape as 2D. So what it will do now, it will fetch only, it will utilize only the it will simply utilize the two-dimensional methods. Clear? So we have just created var c and var ctx. Now after this we will create what? We will create the gradient effect, and for that I'll just put one comment here. So comment would be create radial gradient effect, or let's keep it like this, create radial gradient. Okay, now to create the gradient, what we will do, we will use const grad equal ctx dot create radial gradient, and then we will provide required parameters like 150, 75, 15, 50, 150, then 75, 150. That's it. Okay, so what are these parameters? They are just representing x0, y0, r0, x1, y1, r1, which we discussed when we discussed the theoretical thing. Okay, after this we will just add the stop color. So here I will write grad dot add color stop, and here I will write 0, whatever color you want to pass. Maybe we can pass light blue after a comma, ligst light blue. Then we will add grad dot add color stop 1, dark blue. Alright, so we have added the required color stop. Now it's time to create the shape and fill this shape with radial gradient effect. So here I'll write fill rectangle with gradient. Remember one thing, this JavaScript is completely case sensitive, so if I am writing something with small letter, please write it in the same way, otherwise it will not work. For example, if in add color stop I'm writing A with small letter and C with capital letter, then you are also supposed to do the same, okay, because this is case sensitive. So now we will create the rectangle and fill that rectangle with a grad color. So ctx dot fill style equal grad. Instead of color we will pass grad here, and then we will write ctx dot fill rect. Here we will pass 10, 10, 280, 130. Okay, so this is how we fill the rectangle with the gradient color. Let's save everything and let's see if it is coming. Yes, it is coming with a proper way. Okay, so you can see like this this is kind of circular or radial effect of gradient. Okay, if you want to change the color, yes, you can change. You can simply change it here. Instead of dark blue, let's say if I make it as dark green, it would look like this. Clear? Inside circle is of light blue color and outside is the dark blue color, dark green color. Clear? So yeah, this is how we can utilize the create radial gradient method in order to create a radial effect. I hope the session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.